It was the 20th of December 2020 when a 30-foot boat named Ahead departed from Ireland to Florida. There were 20 passengers on board the boat. Since most of these passengers had already traveled to Florida many times before, the journey felt completely normal to them. But what happened next in the middle of the ocean was something no one could have ever imagined. The boat suddenly went missing without a trace. Did it fall victim to a deadly storm? Was it pulled into the ocean by something powerful? The only confirmed piece of information was that the boat had left the Bahamas island in perfect condition. But there was one more critical detail. The boat had to cross the Bermuda Triangle before reaching its destination. When the United States Coast Guard learned about the disappearance, they immediately launched a massive search operation. The search continued for 4 days and 4 nights, covering a large portion of the surrounding ocean. But shockingly, not a single piece of wreckage, not even the smallest trace of the boat, was found anywhere. Viewers, we have all heard mysterious stories about the Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle is not just any place. It is a huge part of the Atlantic Ocean, and one of the most mysterious locations on Earth. This triangle begins at Bermuda Island, passes through Puerto Rico, and ends at Florida. The total area of this triangle is around 800,000 square kilometers. To give you an idea of how massive that is, it is bigger than both Pakistan and Turkey. Sometimes it is called the Bermuda Triangle, and other times it is referred to as the Devil's Triangle. It is infamous all around the world because of its strange and unexplained phenomena. Ships and aircraft passing through this area have experienced something chilling. Their communication with the base station suddenly breaks, their radar disappears, and then they vanish forever. A very large number of ships and airplanes have gone missing in this triangle over the years. Only a few of them were ever found, and even those few were discovered far away from where they were last reported. For the rest, no wreckage was ever recovered, and no traces of the people on board were ever seen again. Many believe that powerful ocean vortexes exist in this region. Some claim sea monsters or even aliens may be connected to these disappearances. Whatever the truth may be, there is clearly something abnormal and dangerous about the Bermuda Triangle. This mystery became the center of global attention in 1945. On that day, 5 United States Navy torpedo bomber planes took off for a training mission. For the 14 men on board, it was just another routine flight. But as soon as the planes entered the Bermuda Triangle, all 5 aircraft disappeared from radar at the same time. At that time, World War II had just ended a few months earlier. The United States Navy suspected the planes had been shot down by some enemy. So, they sent out another Navy aircraft to search for them. But shockingly, the rescue plane also vanished the moment it entered the triangle. Neither the planes nor the men on board were ever found. This was the turning point when the Bermuda Triangle became known as a place of fear and mystery around the world. But the story didn't begin or end there. About 10 years before this incident, a similar event took place, but this time, the passengers were incredibly lucky. Twin brothers George and David File, both 19 years old, were serving in the United States Navy. One day, they received the tragic news of their father's death. They boarded a private plane to return home. They had been flying over the Bermuda Triangle for only 20 minutes when the pilot announced something terrifying. All the plane's instruments had stopped working. He had no idea how much fuel was left. The radio had gone dead, and he didn't even know which direction they were flying in. The brothers later said that from such a height, they could not see a single ship or even a tiny piece of land. Everywhere they looked, there was only water. The pilot started sweating heavily and then fainted from the stress. Luckily, there was a co-pilot on board. He took control of the plane. For several long hours, they flew blindly through the mysterious sky. And finally, they saw land. The plane made a safe emergency landing, years later. When stories of the Bermuda Triangle became famous, the brothers realized how close they had come to vanishing forever. In 2015, a cargo ship named El Faro was traveling from Florida to Puerto Rico. On the 1st of October 2015, it vanished from radar. The United States Coast Guard and Air Force launched a joint search operation, which continued for weeks. Finally, after an entire month, the wreckage was discovered 15,000 feet deep on the ocean floor. The last transmission from the captain had mentioned water entering the ship. And then, silence forever. On the 23rd of 2017, a Turkish Airlines flight, TK-183, was flying to Havana, Cuba. To reach its destination, it had to pass through the Bermuda Triangle. But as the plane approached the area, the pilot radioed the control tower, saying that the aircraft was behaving abnormally. He quickly changed the plane's course and made an emergency landing at a different airport. By doing this, he saved 440 lives. Over the years, countless incidents like this have been reported in the Bermuda Triangle. Some cases are documented, and their list can even be found on Wikipedia. But many other mysterious disappearances were never reported publicly. One such case happened on Christmas Day in 1967. An American businessman named Burr set out on a trip to Miami Beach on his luxury yacht. A short time later, the Coast Guard received a distress call. Burr said his yacht had collided with something solid in the middle of the ocean. When the guards reached the spot, they found no yacht, no wreckage, and no sign of Burr. Whatever his yacht had collided with remained a secret buried beneath the ocean. With every new disappearance, the spine-chilling mystery of the Bermuda Triangle is remembered again, and the search for answers continues. But this time, scientists believe they may have found some real clues. A team of American scientists from the University of Colorado conducted a detailed satellite investigation of the Bermuda Triangle. What they saw had never been captured before. Strange cloud formations forming directly above the triangle. These clouds were neither circular nor square. They were shaped like massive blast patterns, stretching 88 kilometers wide. Experts concluded that these are warm clouds. When they form, powerful gusts of wind blow underneath, reaching speeds of up to 250 kilometers per hour. Such strong winds can easily tear apart airplanes, and the waves they create can sink even the largest cargo ships. Scientists believe that this might be one of the main explanations behind the disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle, and while the mystery still has many unanswered questions for the first time, there is a scientific theory that may explain why so many ships and planes vanished in this one region of the ocean. The Bermuda Triangle remains one of the most mysterious and feared places on Earth. We hope you enjoyed this story. Thank you for your love and support. Stay curious, and see you in the next amazing mystery.